All right, good afternoon, everybody. Hello, hello. I see we've already got some people in the chat. We'll start in a couple minutes. Let's give some people an opportunity to join for those of you that want to be live with me. Hopefully we'll get a few of you. I see Delina's in there. Hello, Delina. And Lourdes. Lords. I always get your name wrong. Yeah, today we're going to be doing the Christmas cluster flip book. Whew, that's a mouthful. And for those of you that attended the Halloween one, it's similar, right? I mean, it's just a different theme. And for this holiday season, I ended up doing four classes, right? I did 2 of the flip books, and then I did 2 of the tag books. And that's probably the last of the classes that I'll do, official classes, right? I'm still going to be doing some demos and whatnot on my channel on Sundays. Maybe sometimes I'll pop up during the week as well when we get deep into the holidays. I see some more people jumping in. Robin, hello, hello. Rena, nice to see you. And let's see, somebody just texted me. Just want to make sure everybody's got the link and knows where to go. So I sent out a reminder email about an hour ago, I guess, and with some links. And I'm going to be giving away a couple of items, and I'll share those with you in just a minute. One of them is already gone because somebody already ordered something, and I'm going to stick them in with the first 2 orders. And they're going to be some of my extras that I have for the kit, because of course a lot of these are digitals and I print them out, and I have a few extras, so I put a few little packets together to kind of stick in with the mailer. So I'll be sharing that with you in a minute. So let me go ahead and just kind of lay the groundwork here. So typically on my Sunday afternoon crafting, we're all chit-chatting, talking about dinner, talking about food, talking about this, talking about that, and I love it. But for my classes, I ask that we keep the chatter to the class. So if people have questions, if people want to chime in and say something about the project I'm doing, the page I'm doing, let's try to keep it about the class so that way I don't miss anything. And then we'll use our Sunday afternoon crafting and all my other lives to chit-chat and catch up. Does that sound good to everybody? Hopefully everybody is good with that. I hate to stifle us in our chatterbox, but I want to make sure that we kind of keep it to the class. The other thing I wanted to say is this is a kit class, and many of you did buy the kit, so I appreciate that. If you didn't buy the kit, you can do this with any of your ephemera or stickers in the shop. I have lots of sticker kits in the shop, and I also have blank booklets. So if you want to create more of these, you can get these in the shop and use some of your own ephemera. I'm going to show you how to put these together, but of course you can make these over and over again. They're a lot of fun. So don't forget to support the shop. That's how I'm able to continue with my free classes, and I appreciate that. The last thing I want to do is I want to talk about my Backstage Pass. So a lot of my images that I use in this flip book are my digitals, and I did put them in the description box, and I'll put the links. I don't know if the links showed up. I was just kind of hustling at the end. But if you want to be able to have access to all my digitals in the shop, and there's quite a few, it's getting pretty large, then I would consider the Backstage Pass. The Backstage Pass is an annual membership where you can download any of my digitals throughout the year. It's a really good price, and then you can just keep your own repository on my shop, because that way you don't have to download everything at the same time. You can download it as you use it, and it's a pretty good deal, so check that out as well. All right, enough of that. How's everybody doing today? Hopefully everybody is doing great and you are ready for some crafting. Let's see if we can get this going here. All right. So Lords, you tell me you can hear and see me. I appreciate that. Thank you for the check. Let's see. Lourdes. So, all right. So, as I was saying, this whole series started out with clusters. And we all love clusters, right? So, I made the Halloween cluster flip book. And that was held a few weeks ago, I guess. If you want to go back and look at that, if you didn't attend that class, it is in my videos, so be sure to check that out. And like I said, you don't have to have the kit. You can just get one of these empty ones and make your own Halloween kit. But today we're going to be doing Hi Jerry, welcome. The Christmas one. Now, in my email I sent you earlier, I told you that these tins hold the cluster book perfectly, you guys, just perfectly. And in the tin, you'll also get enough cards to create another mini journal that I'm going to be doing on my YouTube channel as we get closer to Christmas. But if you want some place to hold your flip book, the tins in my class are perfect, or in my shop are perfect for that. Now, like I said, I did have a couple of extra, I have some extra ephemera pieces. So I put together a couple of just, I don't know, junk kits, I guess. And I'm going to give away both of these to the first 2 orders in my shop that has a mailer, of course. And Rena already ordered one when I sent out the email, so she's going to be getting one of these. But if the next person that purchases something out of the shop that I have to mail, and these tins are perfect for that, we'll get the second kit. So you're going to, I'm still cutting them up, but you're going to get, you know, just, this is everything that I'm using. Oh, I should say everything. A lot of the things that I'm using in today's kit. So you'll get some extras. So those are a couple of the freebies I'm going to be giving away today. All right, so hopefully everybody is ready to go. I know I am. I made sure I had all my stuff ready to go. Last night I was making sure I had everything. And in the Halloween class, I did not separate your pages. And for the Christmas flip class, I decided it made a lot of sense to do that. So I did. So as we go through the pages, we'll pull out the appropriate ephemera and we'll get started. So the idea, thank you, Rena. The idea behind this book is layers, right? Not only do you see layers as you lay it down, you can see layers on the back, but you can also see layers on the top. And that's the whole idea around this layer book. And then as you turn the pages, you can still see layers. And what I really like about this book is, while the way that I have it, designed, the shorter pages are typically in the front. Any page can be your starting page. This is the way I have it. And then I have the longer page at the back. So as we go along and we put our ephemera, we're going to be cutting this down so we can create layers. And I love this little book because you can, I don't want to be a liar here. You can display it, I believe. I tried to make them where they're flat, but yeah, you can display it on a table if you want to. And it's just a lot of fun. It's just a good talking piece. So over the holidays, if you wanted to, have it on your table, it's just a really fun talking piece. All right. So before we get started, does anybody have any questions that I can answer? If not, we're going to jump right in, y'all. All right. So I have my walnut stain. This is what I use typically to grunge up my pages. We're going to put that right there because we're going to be using that practically on every page. And we're going to be following this template here. So our very first page is the one with the Victorian lady. Now, some of your images may not look exactly like my prototype because, again, this was my prototype and then I had the idea to do the class. So I'll show you what is in the pages. So let's find the one with the, let's see here. Yeah, it's this one here. So your first page, the first page, welcome Anita. The first page is going to be with these Victorian images. So we've got the lady, the little girl, and we've got the backgrounds. And before I get too far into this, let me just say that these kits are curated by hand by me. So everything you see here is stamped, cut out, printed. I do this all by hand and it takes me a while to do it. If you bought a kit and as we go along, if you find I missed something, please be kind. Don't, send me an email. Don't rat me out on the video because it makes me feel bad. But if I did miss something, just send me an email and I'll make it right for you. I promise you. I promise. But like I said, I do these by hand. And if I miss something, I apologize, but I will make it right for you. So I just kind of wanted to put that disclaimer out there. So we've got our back splashes here. We've got our little tabs. We've got our little milk caps. We've got this little jiggly circle, and we have the calendar. So the first thing we want to do is we want to kind of lay our base. So our base is going to be these two pieces here. And you want to kind of figure out, see what you're showing here? You've got your base, and then you've got your calendar. So when you go to put these down, your calendar should be the one that's closest to the edge, but not all the way over. So keep that in mind. So I'm just gonna, like I said, I'm gonna be adding the walnut stain to most of my pieces because that's just my go-to. It's my go-to. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to create the base for my cluster. Now, if you've never made a cluster before, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's just a cluster of papers is essentially what it is. But I took it a bit farther and I added them to a book. And that's how we came up with that. All right, so I've got a little bit of glue. I'm just going to layer this just a bit. Just like that. Okay? And then the next piece I'm going to do is this calendar, which is going to go, where's it going to go? It's going to go like right in the middle. Now, I know a lot of people when they are doing layers, they don't want to cover things, but y'all, that's what a layer is. You're covering things. So don't get hung up on what you're covering. Think of the end result because that's really what you're going for. So as we go along and we start to cover this calendar, don't fret. It's okay. We'll get there. All right. So now we've kind of got the size of our page, and I have a pencil somewhere around here. If you have a pencil and a ruler, that is the easiest way. If you don't have a ruler, no big deal. Just figure it out. Question, should we cut the front of the page first? No, Delina, don't cut it first. You want to cut it according to your cluster. So this is what I'm going to show you right now. I would do this first, and then I would figure out how much we want to cut. So for this one here, again, I want to just leave, just like a ½ an inch, maybe that is. I'm not even sure what that is, but just eyeball it. And then when you figure out where this is going to go, then you can do your little tick mark and then use your ruler or whatever you're going to use to determine how much you're going to cut off. Hopefully that helps. All right, so now that I've kind of got an idea of how much I'm going to cut off, I'm going to go ahead and cut it. All right. And I'm just using my scissors. And y'all, it doesn't have to be perfect. If it is not exactly straight, you know, don't get all hung up on that. Enjoy the process is what I would say. So don't get hung up if it's a little bit, you know, not straight. Now, one thing you're going to see me using a lot of is this punch, and this is one of my favorite punches, and I use it typically for my corners. If you don't have one, you can certainly eyeball the punch, or not even do it at all. You don't have to. If you want to round it, you can round it, but that's what I use. And then I'm going to take my walnut stain and kind of just, you know, edge up the edge in here. All right. So now that I've got this, I'm going to go ahead and lay this down. Now on my prototype, I'll say this. On my prototype, I did go as far as cutting the page according to this. If you want to do that, you can. I might do it. I haven't decided yet. But that's what I did on this one. Maybe we'll do it on this one too. But if you don't want to get that detailed, just cutting it small enough is perfect. And you want to add your glue. Remember, this is going to be off the edge, so don't add your glue up here. Just, or else you're going to be wiping it off. Okay. So let's figure this out. So this is going to go lined up, right? About right, yay. And we'll let that dry, and then I'll decide if I want to cut that or not. So now I've got that. The next thing we want to do, when you work your layers, you want to go from the back up. So the next thing we want to look at is this little thing. So this is going to be your circle, right? And this is why I wasn't sure if I wanted to actually cut that. Your circle on this one can be closer if you want to cut that. If you don't necessarily want to cut that, you can make it a little bit farther out. Completely up to you. And then you're going to need to, hopefully you've done this ahead of time. See, I said to do your fussy cutting ahead of time, and I didn't follow my own directions. So let me cut this really quick. If you have a whole circle punch that will fit this, by all means, make your life easier, right? All right. Okay, that looks good. And then I'm going to, again, add my walnut stain. And we'll figure out where this is going to go. This is going to go right here. Right. And I'm going to have it sticking up a little bit. I'm just kind of laying these down a bit. Let's go ahead. I think I'm going to go ahead and cut these. Let's cut this right here. And then I'll just go straight up. There we go. Okay. If I get quiet, it's because I'm concentrating. And then we'll do the little corner. There we go. All right. So now that we've got that, now we can go ahead and start laying our items. So again, if you have it coming off the edge, don't over glue. Let me see what size. I'll do this. Yeah. Don't over glue, because then you're going to glue it to your next page, and you certainly don't want to do that. All right. So check my glue. Yep, I am good. I've got that down. The next one will be this one. Let's go ahead and do that. Right about yay. Okay. And then I've got this little mabob, right? This is going to be my tab. Okay. That will go right here. Let's give that a minute to dry. Hold that in place. Check your glue situation. Make sure it hasn't come through. And then finally, we'll place our little characters. All right, so we'll put one here and then one here. Now, as you can see, you have extra space. So if you wanted to, I'm not going to do this on camera, but if you wanted to, you know, you can stamp a sentiment. You can use stickers. There's lots of things you can add to this space here. If you want to, you know, have your, see, I can't do that. If you want to, if you haven't glued this down yet, if you want to have your calendar come a little bit farther, that's fine too. I think actually I'm going to put her and her a little over here, so more of my calendar would show. So again, it's all in placement to see what you're going to have showing in the background. And that's what I like about clusters is, you know, they don't have to be perfect. They just have to be layered. All right, so we're going to do her there, and then we're going to put her here. And then if I want to put little labels or something, I can always do that later. All right, so that is page 1. Does anybody have any questions before we move on to page 2? All right, page 1. Any questions? Let me put my glasses on so I can see if there's any questions. Give me some thumbs up. Let me know you guys are good. I am watching. Are we good? You can type good if you'd like to as well. Just let me know that I'm good to move on. I want to give everybody an opportunity to catch up if you need to, or ask a question if you need to. Just let me know we're good to go. All right, got some quiet people in the chatter box today, so I'm going to go ahead and move on. Delina, thank you. Okay, so I'm going to move on. Now, as far as these extra pieces, I hang on to them because they are good for future clusters. If you want to toss it, feel free to do that as well. All right, so that is page 1. Page 2. Page 2 is the little elf. All right, so find your packet with the little elf. Mine is right here. And make sure you're continually checking your pages so they haven't glued shut. All right, so for this, you're going to have, what are you going to have here? You're going to have 2 background pieces again. So here are your background pieces. I guess they go this way, don't they? And then you're going to have this in lieu of that, I want to say. I didn't have any more of those, so we had to improvise. You're going to have this Santa's Workshop that we'll be using. This little label here that I guess I need to cut, so let me do that. I hand stamped all of these, so I figured you all can cut them out. Let's see. See, just give me a moment to cut this out. Hopefully you guys again did your homework and cut out your ephemera pieces. Looks like we've got Music Made watching from Oklahoma. Welcome, welcome. All right, so let's go ahead and lay this out. Now the one thing I would say is Where is my naughty? I know I have it. You guys should, I hope I didn't leave it out, but you should have a naughty and nice, or a naughty sticker, a piece of ephemera. I didn't have mine in there, but I'm going to go ahead and cut this out. Let's see here. So here's my naughty. My elf is naughty, so I'm going to use the naughty label. And let's see, just like that. All right. So we've got the naughty label. I've got this little piece here. And then special delivery. I gave you 2 special deliveries. You can decide if you want to use the one that says North Pole or you want to just use the one that just says special delivery. Whichever one you want to use. I gave you an extra one so you can choose. It's completely up to you. All right, so let me cut this out. Oh, hold on. Let me see if I want to do that or not. You know, I don't need to. Yeah, let's just leave it like that. Okay. So now that we've got our base, let's figure this out. So this is going to go up a little bit, and then this is going to go down like this. We want to cut, let's see how much we want to cut, just a little bit more. So let's figure this out here. So here is the end of this. So you want to cut just an eensy beensy more. And let me look here. Yeah. So Delina, here's where you can, kind of figure out where you want to cut your next piece. So if you are having it closed, what I would say is probably where your tag ends would be a good place to cut, if that helps. So I just did a little tick mark. And then I'm going to get my ruler out here and mark what I'm going to cut off. All right. Let's see. So then I'm going to go ahead and just do my little cut here. All right. And then I will use my punch to do my corners. Again, if you don't have the punch, you can just cut it or not do it at all. It's absolutely not required. And then we can start laying these down. All right, so I know that this is going to come up like that, and this is going to go across. All right, so kind of figure it out that way. If you're going to put your special delivery here, if you want it to go over, I'm fine with that. If you don't, just kind of keep in mind you might have to move it over a little bit, but I'm okay with it being layered like that. So I think that looks good. I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. And again, as I'm going along on this page too, if you have any questions, feel free to stop me and ask the question. I don't want you guys to feel stuck or confused. So just feel free to stop me and say, Monica, what you talking about, girl? What's going on there? I don't get it. I don't understand. There are no wrong questions here. I want you to be comfortable with what you're creating. All right. So I'm going to glue that down, and I'm going to use the edge of my catalog card as my, my ruler, so to speak. And I did lift it up just a bit. So I have this coming up the top, and then I have this lined up with the edge, but I do have a little bit of words at the bottom, which I really like. So that's what I did. All right, now we need to figure out our special delivery, right? And this is going to go right here, you guys. And that is going to be our next piece we're going to put down. Okay. These books are just so fun to make. They would be, like I said, cute little gifts for the holidays. Just little displays you can have. Just lots of fun to create, and then of course give away as well. All right, so we've got that. Let's figure out, this is going to be next. And if you need to trim this a little bit, don't, it is authentic vintage, but don't get hung up on that, you guys. Don't be afraid to use it. All right. Something like that, right? And I think I have these merchandise tickets. This is what they came out of this book here. And I think I have these in the shop if you're interested for the whole book. But yeah, that's where I took them out of. All right, so let's glue this down. And again, I'm kind of using the edge of my paper as my guide. And I'm going to overlay this just a bit. Yeah, just like that. Is everybody good? Any questions so far? We've got, now it's just a matter of just doing our layers. So we've got our naughty somewhere around here. This is going to go right here. So let's do that. Is everybody good on page 2? Page 2 is what we're on. So let's put our naughty or our nice. You guys get to decide if your elf is naughty or nice. And let me just cut this out really quickly. Let's see. Okay, so welcome. All right. So I got my 2 for 15 cents. And that's just going to go just somewhere here. Again, if you use the one with the North Pole and you want that to show, just be conscious of that. Don't worry if you cover it. It's not the end of the world. Figure out where your little elf is going to go. Somewhere next to the naughty, I would imagine, right? And then we have this little piece. Let's see. Stick it, I don't know, somewhere right here, right? No, it's just a layer. Now, the last piece is the Santa's Workshop. Now, some of you might be cringing when I do this, so completely up to you how you place this Santa's Workshop. Okay? So let me just trim this out first. There we go. And then, if you have any white showing, that's where the ink comes into play. All right. Now I'm going to have my Santa's Workshop kind of go across somehow. I haven't decided. Maybe like this. Maybe I'll rethink this here. Let's see. It should still be loose. Yeah. So I'll redo that. But I'm going to have mine kind of go across like this, and then I think I'll put that right there. So if you don't like that, by all means don't do it. Figure out where you want your Santa's Workshop to go. But I wanted it to look like, a stamp of approval. So that's kind of how I'm doing mine. And then this little piece here that I just lifted up will just go like right here. Okay, so that is page 2, you guys. Lots of ways up the hill. Lots of ways to finish this page. What I would recommend as you are doing your layouts, if you do get stickers from the shop or if you have other ephemera pieces in your stash, lay it out first. You know, don't just start gluing willy-nilly. Lay it out first so you can kind of get the feel and the look of what it's going to look like. All right, so that's page 1, and this is page 2. Now we're going to go on to page 3. Let's see here. I just want to take a look. That was page 2, and there's page 3. All right, I had to find it. All right, so any questions before we move on? I'm going to find my page 3. I'm going to hang for a minute, see if there's any questions, or just tell me that you're good and we'll move on. Let me know one way or another. I'd appreciate that. Let's see here. Just looking for the right one here. Okay, it's not this one. It's not that one. Not that one. Not that one. It's gotta be, okay, it's gotta be this one. All right, is everybody good? All right, so let's move on to page 3. Page 3 is the 4 for 25 cents. So that's what you're going to be looking for in your kit, and it's that one. Kind of just see what we have here. Now for this one, this piece here is going to be kind of sticking off the edge. So just kind of keep that in mind. All right, let me get my walnut stain. And there we are. All right, so this piece here, don't glue it, but we're gonna just kind of do a little kind of view here. To cut the page, you're gonna want to cut it exactly the same size as your second page, and but this is gonna be off the edge, so don't sweat it. All right, so just use your second page as your guide to cut your third page. All right, does that make sense to everybody? And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna just do some layering here. Let's add our walnut stain. Everybody looks good in the chit chat. Nobody's freaking out. Nobody's saying, oh my goodness, I ruined it. There's no ruin in it, so don't worry about that. All right, so what you're gonna do, first of all, I'm gonna take a drink of water. Stay hydrated, you guys. I know when I do these classes, I talk a lot, so my mouth gets so parched. All right, you're gonna want this hanging off just a bit, right? So, I mean, not much. You guys can eyeball it. You don't need for me to give you your measurements. You can figure it out. I trust you. And then you're gonna have this, and you're gonna want it to cover. So, couple ways. I think I'm gonna do this on the bottom, so that'll be my bottom layer, and that's why we're layering this out first, so we can kind of get an idea of what order we need to glue. You're gonna have this. You might have different cardstock on this, so just use what you have in your kit. And this is gonna go, let's see, this is gonna go like this. All right, so that's what your bottom layer looks like, guys. I'm gonna kind of move my finger so you can see. You've got your cardstock on the bottom, and then you've got this piece here, and then you have this that's off the side. So if you need to, you know, get your pencil, make a little mark if you need to. Not a big deal. You're going to be covering it. But just give yourself an idea. I know when we lift up the layers, you might be thinking, oh no, now I don't know where they go. But again, it's not brain surgery, you guys. It's just layering. So don't You know, don't freak out if it's not exactly how you initially laid it out. Because the way that you do it is going to be perfect. So we'll do the second layer here, right? And I use wet glue for that purpose when I'm layering, because if I need to move it, if I'm completely not happy with what I've done, I still have movement time. So I don't freak out because I know I can move it if I need to. I would never recommend using double-sided tape when you're layering because that's just a disaster waiting to happen. All right. So there's your back layer. I'm going to pause a minute here just to show you. But you've got your designer paper, you've got your label, and then you've got this piece of ephemera that matches your catalog cards. Is everybody good so far? Easy, right? No problem. Okay, so as you guys catch up, I'm going to cut out some of these pieces because, of course, I did not follow my own instructions and pre-cut. Now remember, I have a add-on. I want to call it a freebie, but you have to buy something in my shop. I have these two. I have two of them. One of them is already given away, but it's going to go in my second purchase for someone that purchases something in the shop. So if you do, for two people, one of them is already accounted for, but anybody, oh, I already got a second order. Let's see here. Okay, Lourdes, you are my second purchase, so you're going to be getting the second freebie. So you will be getting that little packet coming your way. So thank you for that. And let's see. For anybody that does do an order, it won't be that exact same freebie, but I'll stick something then in there for you. I love giving you guys all little treats. So don't fret. Don't fret your fret. I'll still get you something. I'll hook you all up. So don't forget to support the shop. That is how I can continue to give you all my time. Let's see if we can. Okay, so yeah. So this is going to go right down here. Just kind of eyeballing what I want to do here. So just something like that, right? And then this 4 for 25 cents is going to be the next piece that I lay down. And these were from the Tim Holtz, I want to say the Christmas, one of the Christmas sets. I hand stamped these all for you guys. Whew. All right, so this is gonna go. I'll just piggyback off of this ticket here. If you need to have a place to measure it against, just something like that. All right. Now you're gonna have 2 of these milk caps. Again, I did not follow my own directions, so I have to fussy cut these. No big deal though, not worried about it. Let me just cut these. All right, there's one. Okay, there's one. Doesn't have to be perfect, Monica. And this is gonna go like right there, okay? And then here is the second one. Okay, sorry, I'm concentrating here. All right, now here's what I'll say. Here's what I'll say. This one does not have a character. And that was intentional because I wanted my labels to show through. But if you have Christmas stickers, if you have paper dolls, if you have, like I said, holiday stickers, make it your own, you guys. Make it your own. If you want to add to it, right? Don't worry about that. Just make it your own. Okay, so Delina has a question. These are the smaller caps, Delina. So the 2 small ones is what you're going to be using on this particular page. But again, make it your own. If you want to add to it, add to it. So, yeah, absolutely. In fact, maybe I'll add to it. So let me get these down. Right, like that. I love this phone number. Phone 450-W2. Those were phone numbers back then. All right. And then this one's going to go, I don't know, just like somewhere right here, right? All right. Now, like I was saying, if you want to add, I don't know if I'm going to, I'll think about it. You can. I like the background. I like the words of these catalog cards. I think they're kind of cool. But if you have stickers, you know, small stickers, maybe snowflakes, you can add to it. Do whatever you want. It's yours, right? So just have some fun with it. All right, so that's page number 3. I love starting. So there was page 1, right? And we're going to probably put something there and something there. That's page 2. And then there's page 3. All right. Page 4. We are moving along. Does anybody have any questions before we move on to page 4? Anybody stuck? Anybody have a question in general? If not, we're going to move on, you guys. All right. How's everybody liking the class so far? Give me a thumbs up if you guys are enjoying this. I know I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it because I love making clusters. So let me know how y'all are doing out there. All right. Let's see. While I find my next page. So this is the one with this 25-cent ticket. So let's see if we can find that one. There it is. All right. So this is the one that has the 25-cent ticket. So look for that one. Rena, Jerry. Okay, Rena and Jerry are the only ones, I guess, having a good time. So I appreciate you, ladies. Thank you. All right, so let's see what we got here on this one. Let's see what our layering. So this one, keep in mind, not every page is going to be bigger than the last. So if you look at the last one, the next page actually is a little bit smaller. And that's okay. I mean, not every page has to be shown, you know, when the book is closed. So keep that in mind. All right, so we have, what do we have here? We've got paper. Let's see. I think it's going to go this way. Let's not make it upside down. And we've got striped paper here, right? So that's going to be somewhere like that. This is going to be off the edge. And then you also have this here, and this is going to come off the edge. So we're going to cut a little bit off of this, but we're not going to cut a lot. So just this one, you guys are just going to have to eyeball it. Just, you know, cut off a little bit. You guys can figure it out. Not a lot, just a little. Okay, and then I'm going to, it popped right in my eye. When I punch, the little piece pops on me. So this like popped right on my face. I'm like, whoa. All right. Let's not lose an eye on Monica. Yeah, I didn't realize crafting could be so dangerous. Come out with a patch and my husband says, what happened to your eye? Oh, I was crafting. I lost an eye while I was crafting. All right, so let's see where this goes here. So this is going to go this way. Music Made. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. And this is going to go up like this, guys, right? And then this is going to go off the edge. Oh, actually this way. So you're going to have two that are going this way. So don't fret it, but this is how your layout's going to look for your background. Something like this. Now, I'm thinking here. I'm thinking this might be a little, well, not really. I was thinking it's a little too tall, but it really isn't. I just need to not place it so high. So let's start with that. So let's start with this, with our background page. Oh, I didn't do my walnut stain. Add your walnut stain. Now, if you're not subscribed to my channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. So that way when I go live or when I upload a video, and y'all, I have some videos I'm going to be uploading, you will get notified. So with the holidays coming, I'm going to be doing some more videos. I am doing my darndest to get my 7 days of Halloween. I don't know if I'm going to make any promises though, because I've only got one video for that. So we'll see how that goes. I'm definitely going to have some Halloween videos, but whew, just not sure. But anyway, my point was subscribe to the channel and hit the bell. That's where I was going with that. All right, let's put this right here. Again, I'm trying to cover that hole at the bottom, but I do want this to be coming up as well. And then this is going to go... See, I have this going long ways. And I'm trying to decide... I think I'm going to cut this a little smaller. I'm going to eyeball it. All right, so I cut it a little bit smaller. I brought it down to about, I don't know, about 1.5 inches. You don't have to do this, but I am. Because I want more of that red to show. So, you know, do what makes you comfortable. That's how I end up doing it, and that's what I'm going to go with. So if you want to copy, that's perfectly fine. If you want to do your own thing, say, Monica, I got it. I know what I'm doing. Cool your jets. I am fine. Do what makes you happy. All right. And there's my background, guys. So let me show you once again. We got 3 background layer pieces, and I just layered them. This one is going horizontal, and then I've got these 2 going vertical. So yeah, that's your background. Now we can start playing with our ephemera pieces. I've got this 25 vintage ticket here. If you like these tickets, you guys, I have these in my shop. They're so great for ephemera pieces, but yeah. So that's gonna go here. And I'm going to make it come off a little bit. I've got this piece here. Let me trim this up. Let's see. There we go. And I need to... Boy, that's white, guys. Let's crunch that up a little bit, shall we? All right, that's better. That's better. That was too white. Whew. All right, so this is gonna go right here. I'm not gonna glue it yet. I kind of wanna see how this is gonna look. So I want this to show. So what I say about layering is, you know, first I said, you know, don't worry about covering your layers. You know, it's all about the end look. But this is what I'll say. If there's something specifically you want to show, then make sure you make that happen. You know, be intentional about your layering. Don't just get all willy-nilly and then figure, oh, I really like that piece. Why isn't it showing? Well, because you covered it. You didn't think about where you were going to put it before you got glue crazy. So be intentional about your layering. If you don't care if things aren't showing, then that's cool. That's cool. But I want this to show, so I'm going to be intentional about it. All right. All right, let's see. Let's see here. This is going to go, I want this to be a little taller. Something like that. And see, that little entered is going right where that crevice is. And that's what I mean about being intentional about it. If you want something to show, make it happen. All right, and then we have the bigger, this is the bigger one. And that's going to go right, I don't know, right there. Somewhere right there, right? And then you have room, you know, to put labels or if you want to stamp something, stamp it. You know, I'm going to leave the labels up to you to do what you want to do. But yeah, that's where you can put labels, you know, kind of like I did here, you know, greetings or deck the halls, you know, whatever you want is what you could do there. All right. Any questions, guys? Any questions? I'm going to take another drink of water because I'm talking too much. After page 5, guys, we're going to do like a 30-second stretch. All right. That was page 4, I believe. Let's get to page 5. This is a fun one. I think this is my favorite one, you guys, because it has little pockets. Oh my gosh. Look at how cute that is. And then the little candy cane. So cute. All right. Let's make this happen. Now this page is a little bit smaller. This page is about 4 1/4. So I actually measured this one. 4 1/4 is about right here. So let me cut this. Okay. And how did I do this? Let's see here. Yep. Let me go ahead and cut this now. All right. And do the corner of my pages right like that. Add my walnut stain. Okay. And then we have to find this page. Now this one is easy. Let's look for the package with the candy cane. All right, so let's pull these out. Whew, this page has a lot. All right, so you're gonna be making a pocket, and I say that ahead of time because when you're gluing this down, do not glue the top part, please. That is your pocket, guys. So don't get too zealous here on me. I think this pocket is a little too big for me, so I'm gonna trim it just a bit. And I'm gonna trim it just like that. So it's gonna be, hey Melody, it's gonna be 2¼ inches tall. Okay. And I do that because I want to make sure I have room to put this little label here. All right, so let's see what we've got going on here. So I've got, these are what go in your pocket. So we're not going to be gluing these down, guys. So put those aside for just a minute. But these are going to be glued down. So we've got that, we've got this, and I've got, just trying to see what I have going on here. Got this, and then I've got this. So lots of layers going on. And I might mix it up just a bit here. I might do something like this. But you can layer these however you want. I'm just trying to figure out what I'm doing here. So I've got 1, 2, I've got actually 3 layers. I'm not sure why I have 4 in here. Let me see. I guess I got overzealous. So I don't know if I need that one. But maybe I won't use this one. I use this one. And just bear with me, guys. Bear with me. See, this is this one. Okay, that's what I'm doing. All right, I got it. I got it. So you're going to want 3 layers, and your big milk cap goes in between those two. All right, so let me just cut these. All right, and then okay, so Melody, even if you didn't get the kit, I've got clear booklets that are available in the shop that you can make your own. Okay, so we're gonna glue down this pocket, guys. Remember, do not put glue on the top. Put your thumb there so you know not to put glue there. Because if you glue that shut, it's not a pocket. All right. And then just, put it so it's all the way to the bottom. All right. This is going to go about yay. And then where is that? Oh, there it is. This is going to go right here, okay? I hope that makes sense. This is not a pocket, so don't worry about it, but you do want to glue. You do want to glue this. So let's, now if you want, let me think about this. If you want this to be on the outside, I guess you can do that. Mine on the design was on the inside to kind of look like a pocket, but I think I kind of like it on the outside. What do you guys think? Yeah, let's do that. No, I'm gonna stick with the design. I'm just gonna do that. But if you want it on the outside, guys, put it on the outside. And I'm going to put this here. And this will go about right. Something like that, right? make sure you do not have glue like I just did on the top. Because this is your pocket, right? So make sure that it's not glued. Again, don't get overzealous like I just did. In fact, we'll leave that like that for just a minute. All right, now we're going to cut this again. Did not fussy cut my own items ahead of time. But let's do it now. This is page 5, y'all, and we're going to be taking like a 30-second stretch as soon as we finish page 5. Ever since I had my surgery and I'm on the medication I'm on, my joints get so tight. So I can't sit down for long periods of time anymore. It's a little hard. All right, so let's put this here. Oh, just yay, right? Something like that. And then the little kid, this is a girl, but this one is a boy, is going to just go like right here somewhere, right? And then I have, where's my candy cane? There it is. My candy cane's going to go here. And then this is going to go right here. So let's cut this. So now that you have the basic layout, we can go ahead and start gluing down if you haven't yet. All right. And then it's not a perfect circle, but it works. So this is going to go right here, right? Just something like that. Okay, and then your little candy cane is gonna go right there. Okay. So there's your candy cane. Now, you have room to put your sentiment or whatever you want, right? So you can do that on your own time. But these little guys, I think we need to grunge them up a little bit. These are going to go in your pocket, and that's what's going to be sticking out. Isn't that cute? Love this page. Let's just stick these in here. Candy cane, to match your candy cane. And then, let's see, that can go like that. Oh, let's put this in the middle. There we go. And then, I don't know how I ended up with that, but I'm just going to stick that right there. Maybe that's for another page. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know. All right. Oh, you know what? I didn't do this. But do I need it? I don't even think I need it, you guys. Yeah, I'm not going to even use it. I'm going to leave this open. So, again, it's a lot of ways up the tree. I just didn't think it needed it. I think that was perfectly fine. So, you're going to end up with some extra pieces because I'm going rogue here. If you want to add it, that's a third layer, you can. I had enough layers. I didn't think I needed to. All right. We'll use it for another day. Okay. We are just finished page 5. We're going to get up and do a 30-second stretch. Oh, goodness. Stretch those fingers. Stretch that back. Stretch those legs. All right. And just enough where we're not cramping up. Okay. That is our 30-second stretch. Whew, that felt good. All right. So let's take a look where we're at. We just finished page 5, right? So here is page 1. Let's do it. Okay, you got page 2. page 3, page 4, and page 5 with the candy cane. All right, let's move on to page 6. Page 6 is the one with the pointy finger. All right. Here is the ephemera pieces you're going to be using. So let's see what we've got here. So you've got a drugstore label. I didn't have any more of these, so I thought this one was good. Post office pharmacy. That is your bottom layer. Okay. And then we've got this one that goes like that. We've got this one that goes like that, but I think I'm going to put that up here like that. And then I've got paper, but this is too big. We're going to have to cut this down, I think. Let's see. Special delivery. Yeah, I don't even know if I'm going to use this. I might cut it down, actually. And that was from the other piece. Let me see. It goes like that. I think I just threw in extra pieces. I think that's what I did. All right. Now, should we do this one instead? No, we'll stick with this. All right. Or... oh, I kind of like that. Maybe not use this one. All right. So, again, it's the one with the pointy finger. You're going to need, for your background, I must have just added extra in here. But you're going to want 3 pieces. Your pharmacy label, of course, you're going to want to use. And let's see. See, I think this is going to go here, maybe. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. Maybe off a little. I don't know. Let's figure it out. Okay. So let's cut just a little bit off the edge. And I'm gonna just, I was gonna eyeball it, but I'm not gonna eyeball it because I can already see that's a disaster waiting to happen. On this particular page, you just want to just cut a little bit. Okay. Just like that. And these pieces are popping into my face again. Let's add some walnut stain. All right. Now I know that this goes at the bottom, and this on this one I put it on top, but I think I'm going to put this. No, I think I'm going to leave that on top. All right, so let's do that. That's going to go like that. That's going to go like that. Or should we put it? You decide how you want yours to be, which one you want to be layered. I'm just going to lay that down a minute and see what I decide. And just trying to decide. Maybe I'll do something like that. And then this will go here. Right? We're layering it out first. And then this would go right. This has to be by the special delivery. So that's gotta go like that. So I think it's gonna go something like this, guys. All right, so let's go ahead and lay this down. All right, so the first piece we're going to lay down is this one. Okay, Lourdes. Yeah, if you need it, just if there's any pieces missing in the kit, just send me an email. If you need me to send it to you. If you've already have it, that is a die. But yeah, if you have that, just make it up if you want to. All right. So let's put that there. And then this is going to go here. I'm going to put this on top. This is going to be at the bottom. I decided on mine. Okay. Let's see. Just like that, I think. Okay. And then yeah, I think this is going to go underneath. I wasn't quite sure, but yeah, I think this is going to go underneath. Just like that. I'm just going to slip it underneath. I've got that wet glue going on, so it's easy to slip it under. All right, there we go. So that's your background, essentially. I have this, but I don't think I'm going to need to use that, to be honest with you. So I'm going to use my special delivery. And I'm going to leave that open so we can put like a sentiment or something. So just kind of keep that in mind. But we want to line up so, you know, the finger's kind of touching the special delivery. So if you want to, you could add your glue, you know, on it. So that way you know it's going to be where you want it to be. Right? And then just glue it as one piece. Oh, you found it? Okay, yeah, I thought. Tried to be real careful. I'm glad you found it. Thank you. Makes me feel better. Okay, and then this is gonna go just something like this, right? Something like that. That looks good. And there it is. Perfect. And then, you know, of course, like I've been saying, if you have a Christmas sentiment or something you want to put there, that's the perfect spot for it. All right, so that is page 6. Let's put my glue on that one. Okay. All right, page 7. Ooh, page 7 is the blue page. Let's see if I can find it. All right, so blue page is the one with the slide. So these are extras. These are my extra pieces I did not use. So we've got a postcard, we've got a slide, we've got some tickets. Just all extra stuff here. We may or may not use everything, but we shall see. I don't think. Oh, I might have cut just an insy beansy bit off of this, so I'm just going to trim this just a bit because it's not much that came off. Okay, just a little bit. And then I'll put my walnut stain, of course. All right, so let's see what we got going on. Now this is going to, you need to pop out the image. Okay, so pop that out, but save it because we're going to be using it. You see, we're going to put this right here on the side. So you can add your glue. Just like that. And give it a minute to dry and then we're going to cut it. All right. Okay. And then, let's see, we've got this in the background. And then we've got this. See, this is too big. I don't know why I got carried away with some of these bigger pieces. So I'm going to cut, I'll tell you what my measurement is here. It's about right, I guess. And then, just something like this. I mean, you could definitely use the bigger one, but I cut it down. So I cut it down to about 2 3/4 by 2. Okay, so I just cut it down a bit. Just because. You don't have to. It will work perfectly fine the way it was, but I cut it down. So this is going to go right here, just like that. Okay. Let's cut this off. All right. And this is going to go, it's going to go up. When you glue it, you're going to glue the edge right to that point right there. Just like that. That's how it's going to go. And the blue is where, let's see here. I've got lots of pieces on this page, guys. Okay. All right. This gonna have lots of layers, so this is gonna go on this page here. All right. Just laying this out for you. You're gonna have this. I didn't show it, but this is gonna be your page turner, just like that. Okay. Let's do it that way. So let's put that first, actually. Just like this. So this is going to go like that. Okay? Just like that. All right? And then we're going to put this down. That's going to go right there. Yeah. And then this one's going to go about, yay. Let's stick that underneath. Like that. I guess I should add some glue. What do you think? Okay, and that'll go underneath ticket like that. Okay, just like that. I like it. All right, so that's kind of your base, guys. Let me show you. You've got your bigger piece here. You've got your blue, and then you've got your ticket. This will be your tab to turn it. And then this guy here. I'm gonna put it. I'm not gonna put it at the edge. I think I'm gonna move it over about right there. But let's lay it out. So that's gonna go there. It's gonna go there. Somewhere there. Oh, that kind of fits. I think I'm going to put this little piece in here. You can use, you have extra, you could use, you know, this. Actually, that would be really pretty too. This blue would be really pretty. I think maybe that's what I'll do. Pick out some paper or a design to go behind here, because you're going to want to fill that, right? So let's do that. Yeah. Let's do that really quickly. Just like this, I guess. We'll let that dry a minute. This is going to go here. How's everybody doing? Any questions? Am I kind of jumping around too much? Are you guys okay? I need to cut this. Let me cut this out. Okay, just concentrating here. Okay. All right, and this is gonna go here. All right, just like that. This piece, I'm thinking I'm gonna stick in there. These pieces are actually a little bit smaller than what's in the kit, and that's because, again, this was my prototype, and then I decided to make the kits. So it may not look exactly like my prototype, but the theme of the page is there. Hope that makes sense. Okay, this is gonna go here. So I need to cut this down. And I'm just gonna cut right on the lines. Just like that. Okay, and then small. All right, so see how I cut it just so the postcard would show? And that's just gonna go just like that. Wondering, actually, let me cut the, let me see. I think I'm gonna do this instead. Yeah, so it'll fit perfectly. All right. I'll glue this on. Okay. Oh yeah, it's perfect. Let's see, just like that. Okay. And then this is gonna come over just a bit, so maybe I can fit. Maybe I can fit, we'll see. We'll make it work. All right, so I've backed this. And this is gonna go like right, somewhere just like that somehow. And then we have to decide what we're gonna put in there. I'm thinking I'm gonna do this. Or you could just leave it like that. I mean, I think it'll work either way. Let's see how this looks. All right, so that, yeah, see, that would fit. I think that'll fit like perfectly. Something like that. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. Let's see if we can get this done here. Just like that. I like that. Okay, so that's what I'm going to go with, I think. See, well, Monica, it's a little late now. You've just glued it. All right, so that's going to go like that. I'll add glue. Gonna be sticking up, so make sure you don't add glue all the way to the top, right? Just like that. And then this will go here. This is going to go here. Just like that. All right. Put that down. Just like that. Okay, and then we have this ticket. I don't even know if I need this ticket. Don't think I'm going to use it, but I am going to use my stamp. I think I'm going to do something like this, maybe. Something like that. All right. Or maybe something like that. I like that. Yeah, let's do that. All right. So I know I always say figure out your layers, but I just couldn't decide what I wanted to do. So yeah, so I mixed this page up just a bit different than my prototype, but no big deal, right? I mean, there's a lot of ways up the hill, but you get the idea, right? So you've got your, that one took me a minute to get there. My images are a little bit bigger, but yeah, so you've got the postal page, which is really, really cute. And instead of this being in the background, you've got that as your focal, which is kind of fun. All right, I know that one took a minute to get there. Does anybody have any questions on that one? I'll clean this up and give you all a minute to question me if you need to. Is everybody good? Yeah? All right, we're going to move on to page 7. This is your snowman. Let's see. And this is this one right here. So this has your snowman. It has your music sheet. Got a ticket in there. Lots of fun things. All right. Is everybody good? Everybody good? Okay, Jerry, thank you for that. Just want to make sure y'all are still good. All right. So what do we got here? I've got, ooh, my music sheet is missing. I'm going to have to email Monica because my music sheet is missing. All right, you should have a music sheet. Let me see if, and my bag of goodies here, I have an extra music sheet. It's a really cute one too. It says Frosty the Snowman. Ah, I do. Oh, thank goodness. All right. So I have an extra music sheet here. For whatever reason, it didn't end up in my page, so no big deal. Hopefully y'all have this. Okay. And this is going to go right on your red cardstock. So let's do that. Okay. And then you have this ticket. This ticket is going to go behind this. And the only thing that's sticking up is that right there. So we can go ahead and do that now. Let's do that. Okay. And that'll be sticking up. So that's going to go there. This is going to go here. All right. I don't think I cut off any pieces. Yeah, this one doesn't have any cut off. So don't worry about that. Let's see. Got my December right here, December 25th. Got my snowman. So the White Christmas label I cut off of this. If you want to keep this as a whole piece, you can. I don't know. I think I'm going to just go ahead and cut it off as a label. But that's where I got that White Christmas from. But I left it as a music label in the event you wanted to keep it intact. But I'm going to let you decide, you know, how you use it. Okay, so let's go ahead and start gluing down. So this is going to go on the back. Okay. Right to the edge. This is going to go right here. Again, we're leaving this part off the edge, so don't add any glue to that. Okay. Just should fit perfectly. There it is. Yeah, it fits pretty good. All right. We've got our 25 for our month, right? December 25th. Okay. Let's see. And again, this should be right on the page. Nothing sticking up on that one. So we'll just put it right at the edge, just like that. Now your snowman is going to just go somewhere in the middle. But before we put the snowman down, let's put our December 25th label down, just so we can kind of get our bearings where our snowman should be. All right. So that'll go there. Mr. Snowman will go somewhere in the middle. Okay. Somewhere like that, right? And then your White Christmas, again, depending on how you decide to use that one piece of ephemera. I'm using just the words, but you know, you can copy me or you can decide to use that piece somewhere in your layering. But I'm just using the White Christmas part. Just like that. Real easy page, right? We did not. Right in my eyeball. There we go. So I'm going to ink this up. Again, you can put, you know, your sticker, your sentiment, whatever you want. I'm going to leave that up to you to do that. But yeah, whatever you want to put there. Let me just ink this up here. I should have done that before we glued everything down, but that's all right. Okay, so there you go. What do you guys think? Cute, huh? Nice. All right, we are in the home stretch here. All right, this page, so cute. This is your paper doll page. And it's a little bit shorter than the previous page. So I'm just going to take off, it's like a 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch. I would go the 1/2 inch, I guess, off of the edge. And then just cut it. Just like that. And then I'm going to punch my corners. Take another drink here. How's everybody doing? Everybody good? We are in our home stretch, guys, so hang in there. And at the end, you're going to have a really cute little book. All right, so let's find the page. This is the one with the Marshall Swells store. These are old vintage price stickers that I put into digital images and then cut out. And then I gave you guys these holiday greeting telegraphs. You guys, this is a red, some of you got the red one, some of you got the yellow one, so just use what you have. And then you should have some paper dolls to go along with it. So this is a very easy layout. So we will get through this one really quickly. So you've got your price tag, right? A little off the edge. And then you've got your Western Union telegram ephemera, right? That's going to go at the bottom. So it's going to be just like that. You're going to have one of these little 2 for 15-cent pieces. Okay. All right. Some of you might have a sticker. It looks like this one actually was a sticker, so you can either, I'm going to leave it as an ephemera and glue it, but some of them might be stickers. All right, so this is, again, this is a very, very easy layout. So let's go ahead and glue down our price tag, right? Sticking off just a little bit, so be careful with your glue. This will go, oh, this is a sticker. All right. Again, I'm gonna use a sticker. Let's see. I guess so. I don't think all of them are stickers, but apparently this one is. Okay. And then we're going to place our people. So let's see here. I can almost wouldn't that be fun? Something like that, but I won't do that. But all right, we're going to, let's see here. Maybe something like that. Just make your people work. Whatever people you got, make them work. All right. Let's see. Every kit had different paper dolls. So just whatever you got, just use that and place it in a position that will work. Now, some of these paper dolls, their heads are going to be off the edge, so keep that in mind when you're putting your glue. Not to put glue on the back of the head. All right, let's see. I think it needs to be something like that. Just like that. And then this is going to go, I don't know, just like right there. And then I could put like a sentiment or something there if I want to. See, that was a real easy one as well. All right, y'all are getting real quiet on me. Is everybody good? Any questions, comments, concerns, complaints? Complaints can be sent to the complaint department. But I'm not going to tell you where that is. All right, I'll just stick that right there. All right, easy. All right, I'm going to just take a quick little pause and see how everybody's doing. Check in with me, guys. How y'all doing? Let's see, Delina trying to keep up. All right, we'll give you a minute here, Delina. Lourdes, are you still there, Lords? Melody, you still hanging out? Robin, Music Maid, Jerry, how you all doing? Is everybody good? I am going to let this dry. I think we only have, we're on our last page, guys, so now is the time. Check in with me. See how you all are doing. I'm going to give it a minute here. And then we're going to finish the last page. Loving it. Awesome. Melody's still there. Perfect, lady. Melody, I have a surprise coming to you in the mail in the next few days. So be watching for that. All right. So let's go to our last page. Now, our last page is another fun one. This one I know has nothing cut on it because this is the last page in my book. All right. I am adding my, where are we at with time here? It is, gosh, you guys, we did this book in almost 2 hours. I know we have some extra time, so maybe we'll play a little bit if you guys want to do that. We'll see. Maybe we'll just make clusters. I don't know, because we got time. It's only been 2 hours. All right, last page. Mr. Santa. Mr. Santa. Let's see. All right. This has, now you have, all right, so you got a whole ephemera piece on this. Now the only thing I used on this were the 2 little good for tickets, but I gave you the whole piece because it was too cute not to. So I'm going to cut out my tickets here, but save the rest for a rainy day. Save the rest to use on another project. All right, so I cut out my 2 pieces. All right, I've got my little ticket here. All right, so let's lay it out. We've got this piece here, and then we've got this piece here, and then we've got our tab. So let's lay it out. Let's lay it out. Like that. And then no glue on the top. Right, because this is sticking up, so be careful about that. We can even check to make sure you don't have glue coming on the other side. And then we have this. All right. And the ticket will go right like that. Yeah, something like that. Okay, oops. Let's see. Give it a minute to dry because it's a little bugger. All right, yeah, we'll give it a minute to dry here. All right, now we can start having some fun. All right, so we've got Coal Company. Again, this came from a label, a vintage something. Oh, you know, I think it was stationery. But I liked how it said Coal Company for Christmas. So that's what I'm using, is the Coal Company label. If you guys want to use that whole thing, by all means, go ahead. But I am just using the Coal Company words. Santa must own a coal company, right? If he's giving out coal in stockings. I hope we're not getting coal in our stockings, guys. That would mean that we're bad. I mean, some of us might be bad, but Santa doesn't need to know that, right? All right, Coal Company. Let's just put that. Let's just start with that right there, Coal Company. Maybe he's just warning you. Look, little boys and little girls. I own a coal company, and I'm not afraid to bring out the coal. It's just saying. It's just a little, just a little warning. Oh, I have these vintage what are these? When you used to collect not food stamps, but little grocery stickers, and then you would put them in a book. You know what I'm talking about, right? Plaid stamps. That's where I got these. So, yeah, that's from an authentic vintage book, y'all. So, let's put our Coal Company. Coal Company. All right. Something like that, right? And then we'll put Santa. So just like that. All right. Oh, my 39 cents. Don't forget about your 39 cents. Again, from a vintage grocery store price tag. Love my scanner, because then I don't feel guilty about using my vintage authentic items. Alright, this is going to go right on top. Okay, something like that, right? Let's see if we can get that underneath that Coal Company. There we go. Just like that. Looks good, right? Then all we need to do is add our Santa. Mine is a sticker. Yours may not be. But mine is. All right. Sometimes I don't like stickers though, because once it's down, it's down. But I'll just be real careful here. Just like that. All right, that's pretty good. Oh, I love this page. And then let me just get rid of that white on these. Good for 1 quart of milk. Again, Santa likes his milk and cookies, so maybe he owns a cow. Maybe he has a dairy. I don't know. I don't know what Santa has going on, but he's got a lot going on, I'm sure. Okay, and then I use my other vintage plaid stamp, right? Just stick that right there. Just like that. And then this will go kitty corner, just like that. right, guys, we are coming to the end of our book here. Just do that like that. And let's do a flip through. Shall we? That was the last page, y'all. All right, let's do a quick flip through. All right. Okay. Now remember, oh, you know what? We have time. Let me go get my my labels, and let's put some labels on it. All right, I found my label book, and let's see. Let me see. Bear with me here. There it is. All right. Yeah, that's not what I was looking for. Okay. Bear with me 1 second, guys. Okay. So, I am just digging through my ephemera here. This is where, you know, you make it your own, right? I'm going to put some labels. These were not part of the kit. I'm going to tell you right now. But you might have these in your stash. So, you know, you can add your own labels. So I just kind of dug through my stuff here. All right, so let's just do a quick flip through, and then we'll add some labels here. So I have, let's see. We're going to add some labels. You guys might already have some. Gotta make sure they fit, of course. It's a Wonderful Life. That will definitely fit. All right, so I'm going to, whenever I do these stickers or these labels, I always add extra glue. Now, we've already finished the book, guys, so this is where you're going to have to dig into your own stash. But we've got a little bit of time. So I'm just going to add some labels from my own personal stash. And let's see here. One word. That work. I'm just going to put Okay, Jerry, thanks for popping in. I hope you make the book. And I hope you had a good time. All right, so I'm going to add wishes. So these are just ideas. Okay, so this is our first page, right? And turn it. Your next page is your Santa's workshop. I don't think I need to put anything there, actually. I think it looks good, unless we wanted to put something there. Let me see. I don't know. I'll come back to that. I don't know if I want to put anything there, actually. Well, but we'll see. Oh, Christmas Eve might be fun. Christmas Eve. Maybe it is Christmas Eve, right? Yeah, that'll work. All right. Christmas Eve. Adding a little. And these stickers are perfect. These are from the Tim Holtz collection, so you'll have to grab your own. So that's Christmas Eve. That works. Second page. Third page. Labels. The season of good cheer. I could actually put a long one there. So let's do that. Season of good cheer. Can just go right there like that. Okay. Maybe something here. Let's see. Spirit of Christmas. Well, let's put a longer one. Ooh, Silent Night, Holy Night. It kind of looks like he's singing, right? So let's put that sentiment there. Okay. So like I said, you can add your own sentiments, or, I mean, not, right? You don't have to. But if you have extra stickers from Tim Holtz, like I happen to, these would be perfect little additions. Christmas. And easy to add, right? Let's see if this fits. That might fit. Let's see. Okay, put that there. And, oh, I think I need to trim this. There we go. Okay, I don't think I need anything on that page. I think that's perfect as it is. And I think that one looks good as well. Oh, gotta put something here. Let's see. Let's see. Looking for something that'll fit. Let's see. Maybe something with winter. Or maybe just, let's see. Just kind of looking here. A Star of Hope, Christmas present. First Christmas, why not? That's cute. First Christmas. there. Oh, I gotta add my glue. First Christmas, cute. And then let's see here. This is the shopping one. Dear Santa. That's cute, right? Maybe put that right there. Dear Santa. Something right there, maybe. Christmas present. Well, that would be fun. Since they're shopping, right? Maybe, I don't know if that'll fit. Let's see. What if we just put joyful? I have that. We are, let's see how easy it is to add little labels. And then you can just, you know, make whatever you want. And then the last one, I'm not going to put anything. And that's it. All right. So there's our book, guys. Wow. And we made the book in just about 2 hours. Pretty good. And I think the key is, you know, having all your ephemera pieces cut out. Because if you are prepared, if you have everything cut out and laid out, the gluing of the book goes pretty quickly. And it's so fun, right? And then, of course, I've got these little tins in the shop that would hold this book perfectly. So, you know, if you need a tin to hold your book, these are available in the shop. Check it out. And that's it. All right, so I'm going to transition up and answer any questions. Let's see here. All right, so yeah, I hope everybody had a good time. We did this in 2 hours and 7 minutes, so good for us. I just wanted to thank you all for attending. If you weren't able to keep up, you know, watch the replay. It's going to be out there for you. Lourdes said she was able to keep up. I'm so glad. If you need any more of the clear books, they are in the shop. I think I have 3 for $10, something like that. You know, you just check out the shop. That's what kind of keeps me going here and helps me to provide you free content and free classes. Don't forget, we have classes coming up. We have what is our next one? Is our next one the Christmas or the Halloween one? I can't remember, but we're going to go right into our tag classes. So if you are not signed up for that, I don't have any more kits, but we are going to be doing a Christmas version and a Halloween version of a tag book. So if you want to sign up for that, classes are available. Seats are available, so you can check that out. But I don't have any more kits. But I do have some just regular generic tag books that you can play along with. But yeah, that's all I have. Let's see here. Delina, do I ever decorate the back of the book? I have. Yeah, I have. But remember, you don't, if you decorate it and it's sticking up, I guess I should show you this. It will show through. So you have to be real careful about doing the back of the book. What I would do is if I were to decorate these, I would decorate it right on the page. So I would only use the page portion and not come off the back. You can also use those for like notes. If you want to just keep this as a true journal. I mean, these are journal books. If you want to just capture, you know, memories from Christmas, you can date it and write little notes. This would be a great keepsake for kids. You know, maybe document special parts of Christmas, and keep it as a keepsake. I mean, there's lots of things you can do. Personally, I think what I would do is I wouldn't decorate the back. I would leave it to jot little notes. So, just memories of Christmas, maybe, I don't know, maybe a little piece of wrapping paper, maybe a tag you want to add to it. But use it as a keepsake, or decorate it, either way. But I think I probably would keep it open and just put little notes. But it's yours. You can do whatever you want. And you can make several, right? And do them as gifts. But all right. So Music Made, I'm glad that you enjoyed the class. Hopefully I wasn't too all over the place. A lot of times when I create, I try to stick to the prototype, but a lot of times it's just where your creativity takes you. The Christmas tag class is the next one Rena is telling me. And then I have my Halloween class coming up too. So the tag books are fun. If you like these cluster books, you're going to like the tag class. They're going to be a lot of fun to create. All right, everybody, I need to go get something to drink. My voice is I'm losing my throat here. It's very dry. And I need to go eat lunch too. So I hope you guys had a good time. I know I did. And we will see you on Sunday afternoon crafting. All right, bye.